From Nashville, Tennessee, Inside the Noize podcast with your host, Jenna Hydeman. Here's Jenna.
Welcome to Inside the Noize. My name is Jenna. To my left, I have the most darling.
You always change up the intros. It's really weird. Hi, guys. What's up? It's Katie Kaup.
And who else do we have to your left?
To my left, we have Matt Roy.
Woo!
Thanks for having me.
What up?
I'm great. Great to be here. Thank you.
This is Matt's first
Podcast in college.
That's not about sports.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Music
Actually
podcast.
about something relevant to my life.
There
yeah,
you
this
go.
is it.
Something
This
that,
is the first
you're
one.
doing currently.
Yeah.
That's right.
But hey, I mean, sports was relevant to your life when you were in college.
Yeah.
You did
yeah.
hockey,
Maybe.
you said.
Well, I didn't play hockey in college.
Maybe
I
younger,
wish.
but
No.
it still was relevant.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh, man.
No, now it's just something to drink a beer too. So
There you go.
that's all.
Okay, well, each week on the podcast, we started off with make some noise, stop that noise. So a good week, bad week, something good that happens, something bad that happens. Something you want to make noise about, something you want to stop that noise. Katie, you want to go first?
Sure. I had a great week. Well, we'll see. Okay, so make some noise. I went to Tortuga Music Festival.
Hell
over the
yeah.
Weekend,
Who-
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Who were the highlights? Like top three that you saw that are like were your favorite moments or memories?
Oh my gosh.
Only top three.
Oh gosh. That's so hard because there's so many.
I only need three.
I love Abby Anderson.
Okay.
She did great. She's one of my friends. Really, really, really great. Fillmore was great.
Oh,
like
yeah?
normal. Kenny Chesney closed out Sunday.
Killer.
I mean, you can't.
The best.
Marin Morris was also good, so I'm gonna.
Okay,
do
you can do four.
Sorry.
Cool.
And Marin Morris and
Thomas
someone-
Rhett.
Yeah, she like came out during his set or whatever, and it was like sick. Like no, someone else came out during Marin's set, and it was like mind blowing. But I'm losing what it was right now. But
A little blurred memory.
I mean, there was a lot of alcohol happening over the weekend.
A
You're
little
on a
blurred
beach,
memory. Okay.
and all you have to stay hydrated is your alcohol.
You didn't pack the Defiance Fuel, did you?
No, I did not. I packed some rally patches though. I
No.
used some of
Ooh,
those.
okay.
Yeah, that was nice. And then some. My stop that noise. La la la. Yeah. My stop that noise was last week. I left 50 eggs in my car for like almost 48 hours
That's disgusting.
that I forgot about.
Did you eat
How does
them?
that smell?
Ew, no.
Did
I
you bring
didn't
them and eat them?
It actually didn't smell. They were in my trunk.
At least it was eggs. Like eggs are cheap.
Yeah, I
At least it wasn't like a ton of chicken.
Matt doesn't know this. I'm on keto, so like you have to eat
Okay.
a lot of eggs and you have to eat like high protein, whatever, a
Yeah.
lot. So I went and I'm like, I'm gonna be like save money. I'm just gonna buy in bulk. So I went to Kroger, bought like the 5
Huge.
dozen, whatever, and I went and just was getting ready to go to Florida and forgot that they were in my car. So I go to the airport the next day and I was like, oh my gosh. Like I went to go put my bag in my car and I was like, wow, there's eggs and a tomato. I don't know why there was one tomato, but there was a whole 50 of eggs and a tomato.
A random tomato.
That was there for probably almost 2 days. And didn't smell though. Which is
Okay.
nice.
Well,
They were in the carton still. They were like chilling.
another run to the grocery store. At
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah, and of course it was like the hottest day last
Yeah.
week. Of course.
So-
I was like,
Just
oh
your
yeah,
luck, right?
normally it would be like a refrigerator. It's fine, but
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, so
that's
that
bad
was-
week.
Stop that noise.
Okay, stop that noise.
It's my turn.
Your turn.
All right. Stop that noise. I'm gonna say is. Can I start with stop that noise? Is that
Yeah.
cool? Probably seeing on Snapchat everyone at Tortuga.
Yeah, just stop
on my
that.
couch, like, doing nothing.
And hearing everybody talk
Um,
about it.
Is it make that noise?
Make
Make that
some
noise,
noise.
right? Sorry, need to get my bearings
You're
straight.
good.
Make that noise. Well, it's been a good week of writing songs, which I
Yeah.
can't complain about. The Masters on Sunday.
Woo.
Tiger Woods won the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
It's the NHL playoffs. So
It is.
my week was not quite as
Your week was
as
full of sports.
drastic. The highs and the lows. Mine was very, very down the middle. So, but that's
Okay.
my stop that noise. It's like big time fear of missing out on. Well, I was living the fear of missing out on with Tortuga.
Yeah.
Which
Hey, but there's
stopped.
always
I didn't
next
go
year.
either.
There's always next year.
there's always next year.
So it's
That's
always going to be
That's
there.
always gonna be there. That's true. Maybe.
And maybe the podcast will be there next
Maybe
year.
the podcast will be
Oh,
there.
that'd be great.
Maybe.
There you go.
So my stop that noise in my voice has been gone because I taught a lot of kickboxing this week and I forgot how to control it when I yell, and I've been sounding like a man for the last 3 days. I go talk to someone. I'm like, "Hello, my name's Jenna." It's fine though. It's getting
You teach
better.
kickboxing?
I do.
A hot box.
Have you kickboxed before?
no, I'm not gonna get on your bad side.
And then so that's part of my stop that noise. My other part of the stop that noise leads into my make some noise. But I've been working out really hard these last few. I work out all the time, but I've been working out extra hard and drinking lots of water. Maybe not eating frozen pizza and cookies anymore this week because I'd fit in a bridesmaid dress. So I tried it on about 4 hours ago, which first off, I think I'm a little like swollen from all the workouts I've done the last 2 days. So I tried it on. No one else was home and it's strapless. So I turned it around, zipped it up, or clipped it, turned it around, tried to zip it up. Almost got it. Like, relaxed my back and the thing broke. Just the top part, though. The wedding's on Saturday. Just the top part. But
Oh my gosh.
after it broke, I was able to zip it to the rest of the way and it zipped up. So I got it all the way zipped. Just the clip broke. So I don't think it needs to be clipped.
Safety pin.
Yeah, you might need a
Tiny one.
Safety
It's a
Well,
little mini
so
one.
the clip's still on there. It's just like the little like loop that you clipped it to.
I gotcha.
So maybe I can just make it into the loop. Anyway, I did get it zipped. So good week. I still have 2 more days till the wedding, 3 more.
When
So
did you do your fitting for the dress?
Hate when that happens.
so I've had the dress in my
I know. I feel like guys have it so much easier. They just have to put on a suit.
I've had
I'm
the
like,
dress in my
screw you.
closet since July.
Oh, well, that's a big gap.
Yeah.
July, your body changes in so much.
Yeah.
Even a month.
I mean, I've had it and like this last week I told all my trainers that I had to fit in a dress. It was been like the last 20 days. But just this last week or 2, I've been super serious. I did like double workouts. But I think also like we did upper body yesterday and then I kickboxed and then I worked out again today. So I think just my whole upper body might be a little swollen from that. Let's hope so because I got to fit in that thing on Saturday. I'm just not going to eat until then.
No, okay.
I'm going to eat eggs. I have eggs, spinach,
Don't
and
eat her
cottage
eggs.
cheese.
Buy some eggs. Don't go.
Buy new eggs.
But-
I threw those
So
out
it
already,
fits, but it
seriously.
doesn't. Good week, bad week. Good week is the wedding is on Saturday. I'm so excited to go home for it and be in the wedding and just enjoy those moments with my friend Samantha.
Yay.
Awesome.
Okay, that was our good week and bad week. Yeah.
Killed it.
Okay, so Matt.
Yep.
You're in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Great.
Start us off by just kind of telling us your story of like how you got to Nashville and what made you make the move and where you're from.
Okay. I'll just start from the beginning then. I
Yeah.
grew up in New Jersey.
I thought you were I'll start from the I was born in this day.
No, not that
I
far
was
back.
born on a
January
Tuesday.
24th.
It was raining.
No. Yeah, I grew up in New Jersey. My dad was a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. So CDs in the car and things like that just made me sort of fall in love with music at a really young age. And so picked up guitar at 8 years old and just kind of wrote it. And I was in like the school rock. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it was like real grassrootsy. Like it wasn't nearly as built up as it is now, like corporate. It was pretty hardcore. It was like a lot of kids with long hair who just wanted to be AC/DC and stuff. And
Did you have long hair back then?
oh yeah. I just got a haircut not too long ago. I had it pretty long, and so you guys have no idea. So I did that up until probably maybe 13, 14. A lot of that just sort of runs into one another. But a buddy of mine loved country music, and I sort of needed something more modern to play when I was playing shows at that age. And, you know, not a ton of 13-year-olds love Led Zeppelin or Tom Petty. So, yeah, I kind of had to mix it up. And I heard Kenny Chesney, the Poets and Pirates record. I heard Sinners Like Me in Carolina by Eric Church. And I was like, well, what was considered rock and roll at the time, like the Killers and stuff like that, you know, it was good and all, but it was what Eric Church did and what Kenny Chesney and Tim McGraw did was way closer to what Bruce Springsteen and Tom Petty and Bob Seger did, and that's where I sort of felt more at home. And so I started to kind of dabble into country music, and so I sort of continued to play it through my teens and tried writing some and did it. You know, had a little YouTube channel and would just throw original songs on there and whatever.
I know, I love
Yeah,
it.
Katie was on that today.
I was
Really?
like, do you see this? I was
Yeah.
like sending all of these old videos of you
Oh, yeah?
of like from like 6 years ago
Oh yeah,
of you
it's-
on there.
it's-
I was like, he looks like such a little fetus on here. Like he's so young. But
It's really
he's
something
killing
I've been
it.
meaning to get around to.
No, but it's cool
Like,
to
thank you for
see-
reminding me.
It's cool
Yeah.
to see the progression.
Yeah, I
Like
figured.
it's always nice to like see like
It is fun to go like,
and you had the same voice like way
A little
younger.
deeper.
A little deep.
A little deeper now.
What I'm saying is, like, you still had that deep voice. Like,
Yeah,
I
a
was
little
like,
bit, a little bit.
what is this? Like, it was absolutely amazing. I literally was texting her, like,
She was spamming me with them.
Oh.
Should I look at this?
Thank you. You're probably the first one that's been on there in quite some time. So, but nevertheless, I sort of took some trips to Nashville between 16 and 18 just to kind of play, check it out, and see what it was all about. And so when I turned 18, I applied to one school. I went to Belmont. Thankfully got in. And so I did my 4 years there. And through those 4 years, I met the right people. I sort of just wanted to write songs, and I sort of treated my college experience as an extension of my music. I shouldn't say that one was lesser than the other, but I sort of treated them as separate entities for my first couple of years. I would play all the time. I just wanted to meet people. I wanted to sort of take that experience as me being 18 and moving here with nothing and just going out and trying my best to meet people. So, I met folks like Taylor Phillips and Brian Carper and Adam Doliak, who I think you guys had on before.
Yeah.
And, folks like that who really sort of helped me out and taught me a lot of the things I do now. And so it was sort of a natural progression. And I graduated this past August, and I signed my publishing deal in July. So it's been a
Congrats.
good.
Ooh, congrats. What'd you
Thank
graduate?
Oh,
What was your major?
Music business.
I went to Belmont for music business.
Yeah?
makes sense.
Me, you, and like half of
Everyone else.
Nashville. Yeah. So
Everyone else in
I did
Nashville
not.
too.
I did not. I went to school
It's
for
every
a year and
2/3.
dropped out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's every
Yeah.
2/3.
2/3.
2/3.
2/3 music
I'm
business
the
major.
1/3 that just dropped out of school and just didn't do anything.
Well,
Hey, probably not the dumbest idea.
we're all here in this room. So
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the shortened version.
But that's cool, the fact that, I feel like a lot of people that we have on the podcast that we go, oh, how did you start off? Like, you kind of were bred into it, like, because you did it from such a young age.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. I just, I think the way country music was growing too at that rate,
Mhm.
and the way, like, I remember when we got Sirius Radio in New York. Like, we didn't even have a country radio station until I was like 15.
That's crazy. All I had in my town was country.
That's not
Like,
what
I didn't
am.
listen to pop or anything else until probably like 7th grade when we started using it for basketball.
But you also lived in BFE.
True.
Yeah.
We were all country.
I lived
Yeah.
in Miami. I had Hispanic music
Oh,
and
yeah.
EDM and pop. That's why
Yeah.
I listened to pop R&B originally, but that's like crazy to think that you had like
It's really weird because I
Yeah.
grew up like 30 minutes outside of New York City too. So you'd think that's a
Yeah.
decently big
Yeah.
market to wanna, but it was just something that no one really thought about. But I remember like when Kenny Chesney started to come up to the Northeast, and he just like rocked
Killed it.
like Giant Stadium or MetLife Stadium or whatever it is, or in Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, and it was just like you kind of felt this progression of growth in that area, and it just happened to be at that right time for me where I was like, this could be something I could actually do, rather than it's like some foreign genre that never would have crossed me. So
so cool, and especially from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my family's from Philadelphia,
oh,
so
cool.
like I know that country is obviously. It's getting like it has gotten bigger in the last couple of years. But how old are you now?
23.
Yeah, so we're all well. There's Jenna.
I'm 25. Katie
We're
thinks
all
I'm a
around
grandma.
The same age
Yeah.
range.
She thinks I'm a grandma because I'm 25 years old.
I'll be a grandma next year. It's fine.
It's fine. Aren't you 24?
Yeah, I just turned.
See, you're 24. Yeah, I'm 23.
You're
So
a
stop
grandma to
hating
me.
on me.
Like, yeah, I'm a grandma
Yeah,
to you.
that's right.
Wait, look, we're like what is it called? The bars. I don't know what it's called. The stacking bars. Like
I have no idea what you're talking about.
the telephone thing.
I don't know either.
They like get
Singular
higher
bars. Remember
Oh,
when
like
Singular was a
the-
yeah,
company?
like the
Can you hear me
service.
now?
Yeah.
Thing.
Nice.
Whatever.
Okay.
Trying to make a joke. No one got it. It's fine.
Just trying-
That is still
Trying to wrap my head
his
around
head
that.
around that.
Okay.
It's okay. If you were 24, you'd
I get
What?
it. I'd get it at 24.
Like, you're newly graduated out of college. What's the hardest transition from going to college into like the quote unquote real world? Or has there
Well,
been any challenges?
Well, to me, I was writing.
You were already
almost
kind of in
5
it.
days a week while I was in school. So
Mhm.
to be honest with you, getting done with college was like kind of having just a little weight taken off of me. And for me, the biggest adjustment is sort of making the most out of whatever free time I have now. And I think everybody who writes and sings and plays obviously needs their time away from it, I think, just to kind
Mhm.
of clear their head and not always be constantly in it, because it's easy to be constantly in it when you live here. When you go to the Red Door Saloon or whatever and you run into 15 people that you've written with, or 5 people that you should write with.
You'll
or-
run into us at the Red Door Saloon now.
What's
No,
that?
I said you'll run into us now at the Red Door
Me
Saloon.
too. Yeah. Or you go to like Winners and there's it's whiskey jam, and it's always kind of there's a part of it that sort of feels like work. So like making the most of that free time in both. Okay, if you have 2 hours before you write now and you're not in class, well, go to the office and sort of just have a stream of consciousness and just let your mind run a little while and see if something special comes out of it. Or, if you have 2 hours away from everything, take your time just to relax and don't think about anything almost. And so just things like that. It's nice not being able to have like a chemistry test or something.
Yeah, like cram.
Completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
to
Sorry,
my-
guys. Got to stop the co-write. Got to go and write.
Okay,
Is that
It-
going?
gotta do some studying.
What was I saying? So obviously you've been writing for quite a few years now. What has been your favorite song to date that you've written?
Oh, it's hard. A lot of it like fluctuates, like some
Kinda
sometimes
mood
I
you're
like
in?
this- Yeah, of course. I don't know if I can narrow it down to one. There's a couple. I mean, I could maybe come up with like a top 5 list. I'm not sure if people would love to hear the top 5.
Give us your
songs,
top 5.
You know, I'll just name. There's a couple that I really love. There's a couple songs I wrote with a buddy of mine, Brian Carper, and we wrote one with Rob Snyder called "Up in the Air." A song called "No Man's Land" I wrote with Brian Carper. A few sort of special ones. I wrote a song with Adam and Taylor called "Pull It Off." That was on Kane Brown's record. That was my first cut. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's amazing.
yeah, and it was a pretty crazy time. He was like, "Yeah, it's going on Kane Brown's record," and you kind of heard of him, but he was not obviously where he is now. And
He's having a baby.
yeah,
I
I saw
know.
that.
See that?
That's pretty
Having a
crazy.
baby.
Well, congratulations to them.
Yeah,
They're
him and
very nice
Caitlin.
people, and so
Yeah.
but you never expect a debut record to do as well as that did, and it
Mhm.
seemed like him, Luke Combs, and Brett Young all sort of blew up at the same time.
Kind of that
and
same
yeah, it
class.
was pretty crazy.
Brett's having a baby too. It's a
Congratulations.
baby girl.
Do you guys want to jump in? No.
Wait, he just looked so solidly.
Oh my
no.
gosh.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I can't help myself.
Wow.
You guys just want to jump
I
in?
was like,
Please
he
keep that in
stared
there.
at me and I-
His face though.
Yeah.
He didn't look happy. He was just like,
I think he might have been a little mad I asked him that. I don't know.
bye.
God, I can name a couple others, but those are kind of the gist of it. So
Do you want to play us one?
yeah, I'd love to.
Which one are you gonna play us?
It's gonna surprise
What do
us.
you want to hear?
Whatever you want to play us.
Okay, that helps.
You just tell us the story. Just tell us the story behind the song, and then we'll listen.
That guy's face. I wish there was a gif of that guy just
I
opening the
know.
door and going,
That's why you guys need a camera in here.
"Oh, gosh, that would've
Dang
been
it.
great."
How do you think I should set up the microphone? How do most people do it?
Just like
Just
If
kind
you
of
there.
in the
project
area.
loud
If I
enough,
project.
yeah, if you
Okay.
project, that'd be great. But if not, bring it closer if you're a soft singer.
I really don't know what I am. I just
I'll tell you.
I mean, there are some people whose voices
Bring
could
it
like
closer
shake the
because we
floor.
could always turn you down rather than having to turn you.
Well,
yeah.
I just don't want this to get drowned
Yeah.
out or anything, so I'll find my way. I'll do it. I wrote this song with Brian Carper and Rob Snyder, and it's called "Up in the Air." And I don't know if there's necessarily a big story behind it. So I give a lot of credit to my girlfriend, her name's Margaret. If she's listens,
Shout out, Margaret.
yeah, shout out Margaret. And she's so nice. She's so sweet. She'll like every now and then be like, "I have such a good idea for you," and sometimes you just have to be like, "Yeah, Margaret, that one's not gonna work." You know, like, not much you can do with
Damn it,
that one. But every
Margaret.
now and then she has these really, like you just don't think of them, and she just throughout her day will just write them down, which is awesome. Now it doesn't mean she's getting a percentage of the song,
Different
but
perspective.
I give her a lot of credit, and so she had this idea called "Up in the Air," and she just kind of gave it to me, and we kind of twisted it on its side a little bit, the three of us, and so here goes. Funny how slamming a door and a picture frame crashing on the floor makes everything go up in the air. And when you keep mixing words with gasoline, it's a surefire way to say what you don't mean. Now it's all up there, up in the air. 30,000 feet between what it is and what it used to be. You got your head in the clouds, now I'm on the ground, thinking about you and me. Forever fading into the dark with a one-way ticket and a broken heart. And I'm falling apart, 'cause my whole world's going God knows where, up in the air. Ringing a phone right off the hook, and letting it go without a second look leaves everything up in the air. 30,000 feet between what it is and what it used to be. You got your head in the clouds, now I'm on the ground, thinking about you and me. Forever fading into the dark with a one-way ticket and a broken heart. And I'm falling apart, 'cause my whole world's going God knows where, up in the air, up in the air. So just come back down, girl, come back down, don't leave me hanging up in the air. Just come back down, we can work this out, don't leave me hanging, don't leave me hanging. 30,000 feet between what it is and what it used to be. You got your head in the clouds, now I'm on the ground, thinking about you and me. Forever fading into the dark with a one-way ticket and a broken heart. And I'm falling apart, 'cause my whole world's going God knows where, up in the air, up in the air. So come back down, girl, come back down, don't leave me hanging up in the air.
Woo!
Thanks.
Good. Whoa.
Katie says, "Whoa!"
I'm always amazed. Like, I mean, it's just
I am
so
too.
different when you listen to stuff. Like, you can listen to something on an album or on Spotify or iTunes or whatever all the way through, but hearing someone actually sing it and it could sound exactly. It's just weird because, like, you know, it's real rather than it being like manufactured through a production or
And
whatever.
I
Yeah.
always thought the most special moments watching someone play is just them as stripped down as possible,
Yeah.
right? And so, like when Eric Church did that concert, just like completely by himself.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
I would have given an obscene amount of money, just, you know? And it's not
Take
taking
all of
away
it.
because the band show
Take
was
it
awesome,
all.
but there's something so like personal and what's the word? I can't think
Like
of it.
raw?
There's nothing to hide
Yeah,
behind.
raw. Yeah, and there's nothing to hide from. That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's literally
very-
just a voice and a guitar, or if people do a cappella or whatever, it's just it's
That-
just the lyrics and whatever.
And then that's sort of where the song itself shines through the most, obviously. And so, but yeah, it's good. I agree.
Absolutely amazing. I had a really good question, and like he just made a really good point, and I forgot it. Oh, what was the first song you ever wrote?
Oh yeah.
What was it called?
Oh
Do you remember it?
gosh. I have like bits and pieces of it in my head. God, I can't imagine what it's called though. Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry.
Do you remember like
It's
the context
okay.
was?
Oh, No, I kind of remember how it sounded. I'm not.
Is it on your old YouTube?
He's
No,
like,
it's not, I'm
no.
not singing
Is it on the
I
YouTube?
don't know how,
He's
that
like,
much
it
how
was.
it sounded. Shoot. I remember there was a couple early. There was one like called like "Bring It Back Home" or something. The most like, generic title in the world. But the first one I can't. I'm so sorry.
No,
I
you're
can't.
good.
It's now go home and
I
think
was
about
like
it when
a
you
little-
remember it.
And then you
I
can
was
just
like a
share.
little 13-year-old kid with nothing really to say and just picked up a guitar and put words to it. So
I
it
don't
wasn't
know.
much for me to cling
Yeah,
to now, so I really don't know. I'm sorry. It's a
Oh.
great question, though. It's an awesome question. I'm sure
Thank you.
most people remember what theirs is.
No, some
No,
people are
most
just
people
like,
don't.
I wrote it when I was 7, or like they're just too embarrassed because
Yeah,
they
they're
just,
so
like,
embarrassed.
Like there was one person that I had interviewed, and it was like they wrote a song about spoons, and I was like, why would you write a song about spoons? They were like,
Maybe they're really passionate about the spoons. Don't diss them for liking the spoons.
You try to live without spoons.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Shut it, you drink
See
your
what
soup.
Try to live
happens.
without spoons. See what happens.
Oh man. Okay, we're gonna switch it up. I'm throwing this on both of y'all. We're gonna have our Ask a Guy segment.
Oh gosh.
We haven't
Ask
done
a
this in a
guy?
while. Ask a guy. You're the guy.
Okay.
We're the girls.
I hope so. Yeah, thanks.
So we're playing Ask.
Clarification, there's no video here. We're just clarifying.
Just clarifying. So we're gonna ask you questions from us, or that we pulled from online.
Or pulled through my head because
The
Jenna just
interweb.
sprung this on
I
me.
do have some from the web.
Okay, good.
From the
Okay.
web, the interweb. But
Go for it, Jenna. Just
Shoot.
do it off.
this is called Ask a Guy.
I'm ready to rock.
Okay.
I don't even know what you're gonna ask him, but I'm just scared for him.
I'm
I've
gonna
probably
start.
been asked a lot worse. so
I'm
it's
gonna
okay.
start off really easy. They're gonna be softballs.
Okay.
Is it okay for a girl to kiss a guy on the first date?
I mean, I
Like, if
think
the guy-
so. I don't really.
Why not?
Is it okay for her to ask? Is it okay if I kiss you?
I mean,
think so. I don't-
In the world of Me Too, you should just ask.
Make sure your eyes
Is
are
it
dotted
okay?
and your T's are crossed. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
I actually think it's
As
like
a guy,
nicer.
I wouldn't be like freaked out by that. No, I think that's all good.
Okay.
So, write that down in your journal. Jenna.
That was
Right.
a softball. I thought the softballs were gonna be way out. Yeah.
Taking notes.
Okay.
Not for me, for you, girl.
You got another one?
I,
you got
just-
one, Katie?
I have to think of one off the top of my head now because she always likes springing stuff on me last
Okay.
minute.
I thought you researched
Oh,
them
I
and
got some.
stuff.
I got some.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
What's the worst thing a girl can do on a first date?
I'm not a guy, but I could just say talk about
that's
yourself.
A odd question.
the whole time.
Like, what are like red
Worst
flags?
thing. Red flags. Well, talk about their ex, probably.
Oh, it's like Family Feud. Ding ding ding.
You know
Number
what's
one.
crazy about that is I was thinking the same thing. I downloaded Family Feud on my phone, and every morning I wake up and I play like 10 straight games of it.
Have you ever had a song based off of Family Feud?
Maybe pretty
pulled
soon.
from
It's completely taken over my life. So that's probably good. I mean, talk about like somebody else is kind of a turn off.
Yeah.
It's just like, or be like, I'm a very like patient person. So anybody who talks about like future or commitment stuff,
Oh,
maybe that on the first
scares
date's a
me.
little odd, 'cause
Yeah.
it's like, look, I hardly even know you kind of thing. So that, I mean, I guess that's my answer.
Cool.
Okay.
Worst thing? I'm sure there's much worse.
I think of like what I'm like
I
not
don't wanna
even.
be
into-
like,
Katie doesn't have any problems right now.
that are like normal.
Yeah. No, I'm just like not in. I'm just not like really looking. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
like working. I just
Yeah.
want to work.
Yeah, you're just not
And
work
if it
mode.
happens, it happens. But
True.
like I'm not. I told you I deleted all the stupid dating apps after I was like, no, I'm never gonna do them. I did it for like 2 months, and I was like, okay, this sucks. I'm never gonna go on a date with some creeper in
Yeah.
Antioch.
It depends on also like, kind of like what kind of date it is.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you're going to like a dinner date or it's like, or if you're like, I mean, I haven't dated in a minute, so
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
and I just hate dating. I think dating's really uncomfortable. And like,
I
if
think
you're
so,
already
too.
friends with
A little
somebody,
bit.
that's the best. Like
Yeah.
you just
Yeah,
That's a
you
good
just
point.
roll with it. Become
So that's
friends
what I'm saying.
first.
Like, I'm not stressing.
You're just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
But
I would ask a question, but I can't because that person probably listens to this podcast. So
oh no.
continue, Jenna.
If so and so did, yeah, you can't do that.
Yep,
Yeah,
no,
gotcha.
can't do that.
I don't know.
Like, girl, this is your segment.
This
Go
is your
for
segment.
it.
I was just
Ask
throwing
the
one
guy.
out
Do you
there.
have Any boy problems? I mean, you always have boy problems.
I don't, but
Oh,
Katie, I haven't talked to Katie in a while because she was in Florida. I did,
In a while. Literally Friday.
but I
It's
haven't.
For the
Wednesday.
past 45 minutes or so.
Yeah,
too.
honestly.
I haven't seen you since last Tuesday. Thank you.
Do you have separation anxiety?
Sometimes I do.
Just a good friend.
I like to pretend I'm not needy, but sometimes I end up being the needy friend, and it's fine.
It's okay. Jenna will text me 50 times back to back to back to back, and then I'll respond like 6 hours later and be like,
You're
yeah.
one of those people.
It drives me nuts.
Because
no.
I just like, if I'm in business meetings and stuff,
We
I
don't-
won't look at my phone
And
because
I-
I know it's Jenna. And
I'm the
like, she's-
opposite, and I have like 50 things run through my head, and I can't concentrate on one thing.
Okay.
I'm like,
Gotcha.
But she'll also drink coffee in the morning.
I'm like
and then
texting
decide.
Katie. I'm on the phone with someone else while I'm texting her. I'm looking up something else, and
She'll
I'm
be
like,
oh, and also,
and
and
then
by
all of a
the
sudden
way-
something runs through my head. I'm like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I totally just word vomited on everyone I was just talking
15
to.
messages
I know
later.
they're all overwhelmed, but I feel way less better, way better. Like I feel way less overwhelmed, and I hope they're
That's
all
all that matters.
overwhelmed. Like
Yep.
shit, I had so much on my plate, but I just gave it all away at one
Yep.
time. And
Just give it away.
then I sit there, I'm like, huh, what do I do
What a
next?
song.
George Strait.
Oh, what a song.
Oh, great song.
Funny
What's
how
your
that happened.
favorite?
Yeah,
What is your favorite older country song? I mean, obviously you talked about Eric Church being one
yeah.
of your
Oh, but like old.
like old.
So I had a weird like progression with old country music because I missed all of it. I didn't
Mhm.
grow up with any of it.
Oh, that
so
is
I
weird.
sort of like went backwards a little bit, and I made sure to do my homework. I've always loved. Well, I guess what's your definition of older? Like is
Like-
it
90s.
yeah, you
90s?
Say, like,
Okay,
before
90s.
2000.
90s? Okay.
90s are yeah.
God, Steve Bogart, who writes at my company to BMG, wrote "Carried Away," and that was always
Oh.
like every time I hear it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. You know, it's like 3 minutes of me just completely lost in translation. "Carried Away" always sticks out. There's definitely a Garth Brooks song, Much Too Young, Feel This Damn Old, always
Mhm.
gets me. I don't know, those two. Those two are the ones like Garth and George Strait
Strait.
always stuck out to me.
Yeah.
I was a big Black Hawk fan.
Really?
Goodbye Says It
Really?
All.
Wow.
Every once in a while.
I
Yeah.
was a big Jody Messina fan.
I remember my mom having like we had this we had like a minivan, and my mom had like before CDs she had the cassette tapes, and she'd play the Black Hawk cassette tape all the time in the van.
That was 2000s.
See, I didn't have parents that were like super. My parents like loved the Eagles and like Billy Joel.
See,
My parents went to like Brooks
Billy
and Dunn
Joel, like,
Billy Joel
concerts.
was
They
my
were
first ever
going
concert.
to Tim
my
and
parents
Kenny.
my parents would get along.
Yeah, I just grew up
very
on
well.
Yeah.
That was 2000.
Country.
Like I grew up, I started listening country when I was around 13. We had the country mega ticket, and we would go and see all the like you
Oh
paid
yeah, I know you're
like
talking about like at an amphitheater or
$600,
something.
and you would go to the amphitheater, and it
Yeah.
would be like 7 shows during
Of
the
the summer,
season.
yeah.
and it was like you had the same seats at each time. It was a great, and I mean, I saw Taylor Swift there opening for Dierks Bentley and Rascal Flatts and all these other people, and it's like that's stuff that you can never.
Go back and see again.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
like
course.
it's great. I met Miranda Lambert. That was like when she was opening for Dierks. Like I was 13. I didn't even know. Like a lady in front of me was like had a meet and greet pass, and she's like, I don't know. I don't want to meet this girl. I don't know who it is. And me 13, I was like, I'll meet her.
Yeah,
Carrie's like,
imagine
me,
being that
pick me,
lady.
pick me.
Yeah, imagine being that lady, being like, oh, there was this one time this little 13-year-old like took a meet and greet out of my hand for now Miranda Lambert. It's weird to like think about that, but yeah, like I wish I was. I mean, I don't know if I wish because I have such a diverse.
Yeah, I'm
Music
not very
club now.
diverse. I'd become diverse on
Like
my own.
4 Tops Temptations. Do you even know who they are?
No.
Oh yeah. Come on.
4 Seasons.
No,
Frankie
Frankie
Valli?
Valley.
Come on.
No.
This
Like
is
I
how
That's like-
legit
my family's
grew
from
up like
Philadelphia.
country,
Language
country.
is I love it.
Like,
What?
I love it.
Sherry.
My Sherry baby,
Sherry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm the only one like
No.
besides you now. Now me and Matt just like
Have you ever
bonded on that.
like watched like Jersey Boys or anything like that?
No.
Well,
You- oh,
if
that's
you want to hear
great.
the Four
Why?
Seasons, why not watch Jersey Boys?
It's on Netflix.
Is that okay? Maybe I'll check it
Yeah, The
out.
show is great. The movie is like it's a movie, right?
Yeah.
But the Broadway show.
The
is
Broadway
great.
I
Yeah, it's
saw it in
fantastic.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Do you know you don't even know who Frankie
Frankie
Valli is,
Valli?
right? No? Oh, great.
My eyes adore you. You know that?
Or,
So
Nope,
good.
nope. Still not ringing any bells,
Oh
people.
my gosh, wait, I'm trying to think. You
Walk
know
like a
Temptations.
man,
Talk like a man. Walk
There's
like
so
a
many,
man
like-
to
Maybe if
you.
I listen to the
songs.
actual recording, I might know. But your guys is
You
singing
know
it.
4 Seasons and Temptations.
You're telling me I don't sound like Frankie
Come
Valli?
on. Yeah, what are you
Your
trying to
guys'
say?
singing just
Jenna?
isn't doing it
We're
for me
the
right
new
now.
age.
Yeah.
You know Temptations and Four Tops.
Well-
Temptations is
My girl.
Okay, I know that one. We play that in Pep Band.
Four Tops is sugar pie, honey bun, sugar pie. Pep Band.
I played drums for 5th grade to senior year. Thank you. I was in the Pep Band.
I can't. I'm not. Billy Joel.
Billy Joel?
Please tell me. Not Billy Joe from Green Day. Billy Joel.
Yeah.
No.
Piano Man,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
You don't know like the
I know of Billy
Piano
Joel.
She's only a woman to me.
And I probably know some music.
Deanna.
I've never turned it on and actually enjoyed it. Like, I've never been like, wow, I could really use some Billy Joel in my life right now.
Oh, that's me. Every
I
day
have
in my
that
car.
moment. Yeah, I have that moment a lot.
I don't. Wow.
Like,
literally
I
have that
need-
moment
I need it.
often.
And I'm usually the only person. Like, I'm the youngest in the car, and I'll be putting on Billy Joel, like Piano Man, and like
Not me.
scenes from an Italian restaurant. And,
Yeah. So one Christmas, my dad, you know, we were getting older, and you know how it's like when you like Christmas almost becomes a little bit more of a chore than it does sometimes a holiday. 'Cause you got to take care of everybody and the gifts and going home. And in one year, he just got me and my sister tickets to Billy Joel at the Garden, Madison Square Garden, when we were back home. And it was like, still to this day, it's very high on the list on concerts you ever see, just because the band's so good. And it's like, even if you love Billy Joel, you still manage to forget how many unbelievable songs he has and like how many huge songs. And so
Yeah.
now that you brought up
First
Billy
concert
Joel,
I ever
sorry.
went to.
Billy Joel?
Best concert I've ever seen, and first concert I ever went to when I
Wow.
was 13
Wow.
at American Airlines Arena in Miami. We were like 7th row. Girl, you don't even understand until you go. And then I went again like 4 years after that, and really was able to appreciate it. That was
Yeah.
my first concert. I didn't even know what
Yeah,
a concert was before
course.
that. Like, no clue.
Interesting.
It was in 2006.
What was your first concert?
So I think it was Shania Twain. We saw Shania
Really?
Twain and Lone Star in the same
Oh,
week, I
yeah.
think. And with my mom and my older sister to Shania Twain with my mom and her best friend. And we got these like big Shania Twain shirts. And it was really cool. And
Like
they
the
carried
Tim McGraw one you're wearing now?
basically, and they carried Shania around like on a, like 4 guys carried her around like on like
Yeah.
a something.
She's a queen.
My mom almost got her jacket, but she didn't. And then I went to Lone Star at the Pumpkin Vine Fair. The Newton County Pumpkin Vine Fair.
I'm already there.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
they're so good.
they were great. Like,
Yeah,
So good.
they're good.
we went back to the Pumpkin Vine Fair every year. And I think like the next year it was not the next year, but like I think Justin Moore came, and then one year Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean came together to a small Pumpkin Vine Fair, like when they just started. And then now they don't really have anyone coming anymore. But for a while they went through a strong. I think Jake Owen came one year. They had a big,
Yeah, there's
strong
a
lineup
lot
for a
of,
while.
Like, early. I mean, like when I started going to concerts, like I would go to like the small. There was this place called Cowboys in Davie, Florida, which is like a suburb of where I lived. And I remember going. I saw Hunter Hayes. There was 10 people there. I saw Sam Hunt. There was like 25, 30 people in the crowd, and it's like a place that holds like 300. And I'm like,
A lot of people disguised as empty seats in there.
and I'm like, this is weird. And then literally like it hits radio, and then everybody.
Boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's
So
What are you guys listening to right now? Like, what are your top 3 songs on repeat right now?
on
God.
repeat, I'm gonna
Like-
pull up. Wait, hold on.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was listening to Higher Love the whole way here. You know that song?
Yes.
Probably not.
I was listening to
Not.
Alibis.
Tracy Lawrence? That's dope.
I was listening to a lot, and then I was listening to "Paint Me a Birmingham."
Okay. So,
She knows that one.
Katie,
Trust me,
today,
she knows her way
so
around.
I didn't get to it today, but I think we should start doing this. This is an idea. You can tell me if you like it or not. I don't care.
So excited for this.
But so I think we should start doing like a throwback Thursday and talk about the song that was number 1 on the Billboard chart in like 1995 or like whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it was.
That's why you asked me for my birthday.
Yeah, I did ask you for your birthday today and didn't tell you why. I had written it down, but I think I deleted it because I was like, oh, I don't have time to get into this today. It might have been like John Michael Montgomery. Which song is it? And it was
Yeah,
in
but and
95.
then like I don't know why I like started listening to "You're Gonna Make Me Lonesome When You Go," but Miley Cyrus's version. It's originally oh my gosh, who is it? It's a cover. I forgot who originally did the. It's like it's oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me crazy. It's like it was a cover she did in like 2011, and for some reason it came up on my Spotify, and I keep listening to it. It's a
Well,
great song.
neat.
Are we doing our top 3 songs?
Yeah.
I just
Go for
I
it.
just fired mine back up, so I got it. I love that the Tim McGraw song "Thought About You" is so good.
Mhm.
Oh
And,
yeah.
I know Lee Miller and I think the Warren Brothers wrote it. It's just like, oh my lord, just a monster the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I like the Cody Johnson record.
You're my new best friend.
Someone always mentions Cody during
What
the
are your
podcast.
favorite songs off his new album?
You know, I haven't really dug that far into it. I've just kind of done
A brief.
a light skim. I like the Monday Morning Merle song.
Yeah.
That one always, for some reason, stuck out. He's got a Springsteen reference in it, so of course, he went straight to my heart. The Deer Rodeo is good.
I really like the Deer Rodeo.
And the single's good. Is it On My Way?
On My-
to This?
yeah.
Which is great. So
He's killing it.
and like what else is here? OAR, you know OAR?
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that band?
Mm-hmm.
And then a little bit of Motley Crue because I watched that movie and I forgot totally about Motley Crue, and I was like, I should get back into Motley Crue. Very modern of me. Elton John. That's
Good
about it.
choices. Yeah. Okay.
That's I
That's
can
solid.
say that actually for my. I'll say that for my embarrassing thing.
Oh yeah, do you want to go into confessions?
Maybe let's have you play one more song for
Okay,
us, and
sure.
then we'll confess.
Be happy to.
Also, guys, this is random. I got a cavity filled now. It's been 1 week and 1 day, and my tongue, they accidentally numbed my tongue, and half my tongue is still numb.
Had that before. Yeah.
How long
that's
did it
really
take?
cool. I mean,
Because I called my mom,
takes a
and
bit.
she's a dental hygienist, and she's like, I've done a lot of stupid things, but I've never numbed someone's tongue before, so I can't help you out there.
Is this affecting this? Yeah. There's a song called No Man's Land. I wrote it with Brian Carper. And it was just, there's not a huge story to it. Just another, an idea that Brian did an awesome job of sort of turning. And really, when we wrote it at the time, I was like, this is a good song. And the more I played it, the more people sort of reacted to it. And so it's hung around for a long time. So, yep, here goes. You built a wall around your heart to protect what's left from falling apart. You can't bear another scar, so you don't, and you won't. Open yourself up again, won't even let a little bit of love back in. But you don't know how patient I am, you don't. But you will one day down the road, 'cause baby I ain't ever going nowhere. So take your time, I'll be right here. I'm a lighthouse on the edge of the ocean. You're lost at sea, girl, keep on floating to me. When you're ready, it's simple as this. Lean in for one slow kiss. Let your heart race fast right out of the past. And I promise you won't ever wanna go back. If you've had enough of being all alone, just take my hand and I'll pull you out of no man's land. I'll pull you out of no man's land. Somewhere between moving on and stuck. I know that first step feels so tough, but have a little faith in my trust. I'll catch you if you fall. Don't you worry at all. 'Cause baby I ain't ever going nowhere. So take your time, I'll be right here. I'm a lighthouse on the edge of the ocean. You're lost at sea, girl, keep on floating to me. When you're ready, it's simple as this. Lean in for one slow kiss. Let your heart race fast right out of the past. And I promise you won't ever wanna go back. If you've had enough of being all alone, just take my hand and I'll pull you out of no man's land. I'll pull you out of no man's land. And you don't know how long forever can last. No, you don't. but you will one day down the road. 'Cause baby, I ain't ever going nowhere. So take your time, I'll be right here. I'm a lighthouse on the edge of the ocean. You're lost at sea, girl, keep on floating to me. When you're ready, it's simple as this. Lean in for one slow kiss. Let your heart race fast right out of the past. Now I promise you won't ever wanna go back. If you've had enough of being all alone, just take my hand and I'll pull you out of no man's land. I'll pull you out of no man's land.
I like that one.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
I think I
appreciate
saw it on
It's
your
really
Instagram
pretty.
this week.
Huh.
I think I saw it on your Instagram this week.
Oh yeah, thanks. And people have liked that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm like so out of touch. And so it's the people are like, oh yeah, keep doing that. I'm like, sure, whatever. It's the easiest thing in the world. Sure.
Alright. You want to go into confessions?
Sure. You
Oh,
ready?
Confessions.
So these are the
So
off the record, but they're on the record confessions.
all right, so I was a little confused in your email.
Jenna thought the name.
Is
off-
it like because it says like
Something weird, embarrassing, or just like.
yeah,
something
just
that other
like
people
I
don't
was
know
a
about you.
little okay, something they don't know about you. Okay, I guess I have two then.
Oh man. Okay.
I have like a confession. I just noticed it. I think I'm like the only person in the world who still like buys songs and uses iTunes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
which is pretty, I guess, embarrassing.
I buy songs.
Also, so if
but I
it's
just
a
don't use
friend,
iTunes.
yeah, I don't use iTunes
No,
either.
I've never even downloaded.
But if it's a
Spotify.
friend or if it's someone I
Just-
want to support, then I will like pre-order and buy it. But I never listen to it on iTunes. I always use Spotify.
Yeah, I don't like iTunes. They like
trust me,
updated all their stuff.
I just never left.
I'm just
I
living
like-
in the
It's like I had a
past.
lot of songs on there and I had some like sweet little playlists rocking on there, and I was like, I don't want to mess this up. And
It took me a
I
while.
completely missed the boat. On
I
that
didn't.
Yeah,
streaming.
I didn't move to
Completely.
Spotify until after. I was so against Spotify. Like in college, I'm like, I love my iTunes, and then all of a sudden I got it, and I'm like, wow, this caters to me and tells me what I should like and what I'm gonna
That's
like.
why
I will say this.
I'm like,
when-
wow, this is great, and I
when
discover a
use
lot of new
other
people.
people's, I'm like, oh my god, this is like, especially like when you're just like in a mood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You like play like for whoever it is, like Counting Crows, and you're
Yeah.
just like, okay, Counting Crows, and then it'll give you like Matchbox 20 or like
People
You know, like, the little
under it, and you're
radio,
just
yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, you're like, I forgot
and
about
then you just
this.
like roll through all
Yeah.
of them. That is nice, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just never did it.
I like their like release radar because like
That's
I
one of my favorites.
things I don't think of. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this person released a song, and it's just because
Or,
it
like,
based off
your,
of what I like.
Like
Yeah.
weekly discover playlist, like throwing in, a lot of like newer artists get thrown on there,
Yeah.
and like you look at it and you're like, oh, I like
And
that.
you listen to stuff too that's like they bring back stuff that you probably listened to a bunch 4 years ago, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
They
The
just
playlists
released like
are
the
big
throwback
time on
2010,
there.
11, and
Yeah.
12. I don't know if you guys saw that. They
Oh,
just
gosh.
released those, and like even though I didn't have Spotify in those years, they know what I was listening to. Like
That's wild.
they know.
It is, and like random people's playlists, like some like guy like Jeff or whatever, like Jeff's like party playlist or whatever, and it's like I remember I was at
Jeff's bumping. Jeff's
we were
a
at my
DJ.
house, we had a little little bottle of wine going, whatever, and I go on Margaret, who gets another mention, on the thing, and it's like the perfect thing, exactly what I wanted. Jeff, whatever, came up huge. It's like perfect amount of like kind of oldies, she wouldn't get
No,
it.
she wouldn't get
The
it.
oldies like Simon and Garfunkel, stuff like that. It was like
Oh,
perfect,
yeah.
perfect.
I'm the old one, but I'm very
Yeah.
hip, guys.
Do you know Barry Manilow?
No,
Can't smile without you.
Oh my gosh.
I guess I need to listen to some new things.
Brush up. Yeah, new old things.
New
really is what
old
it is.
things.
Oh my gosh.
Should I say my weird thing? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I thought about it. So I have a nickname back home, and it's kind of an odd nickname. My nickname's Oogie, Oogie, and it was named after a baseball player, played on the Red Sox, and I can go into how, but I've had it since I was like 7 years old, and literally I'm pretty sure everybody in my hometown just calls me that, and so it's very funny when they come here or people go to my hometown.
They're
Like, with me or
"Who's
whatever,
Oogie?"
and they're like, who's this person they keep talking to or talking about? And it's like, that's me. So, yeah, and it's kind of like it's something like I didn't bring here because it's like I'm not gonna introduce myself. It's like, hi, I'm Oogie. Like,
Your artist name, Oogie.
but it is really like, I mean, I would have like teachers call me that. Like it was very
wow.
intense. I had a buddy, Kevin Doyle, who I don't even know if Kevin Doyle will listen to this, but
Hey, Kevin Doyle.
he's my best friend.
We're gonna put
He's
name
the
drop
best.
and tag him in it.
He's a beauty. He's the best. But he would literally like, you'd be like, they would be like, "Does anybody like anything other than Matt or Matthew or whatever?" And he would pipe up and be like, "No, you can call him Oogie." And they would be like, "Okay." I'd be like, "Oh, great."
See, now we're gonna be
perfect.
like, we'll be somewhere.
We'll
while
see you
he's
at the red
playing,
door.
and I'll be like, Oogie.
Yeah, I'll turn right around and be like, "Who's here?" Who knows
here?
that?
Who knows me?
Who knows that? I've just
actually knows
broadcasted
me.
it to all your listeners,
There you
but
go.
yeah.
There you go.
Not that I was hiding it, but that's my one thing people don't know a lot about me here. So
Do you have yours, Jenna?
No,
You don't have one?
you can go first, Katie.
I actually wrote down.
you already mentioned the eggs. It's a pretty bad confession.
Yeah, the eggs.
The what?
The
eggs.
eggs.
Oh, your
that's what
eggs,
they
that was
call
bad.
it. I mean,
Oh no. So you guys know I got a hot tub. I got a hot tub for my birthday. My friend
are you
got me.
serious?
Yeah.
It's like a blow up hot
awesome.
tub.
My friend got me a hot tub for my birthday, and I was like, why? But then I'm like, this is amazing. You know what? I
Is
get
it like a blow up one? Or
Yeah,
is it
it's a
like
blow up one.
Okay.
But
Where
it's
do you keep it?
my backyard.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, we're setting up the backyard to be like a event space kind of thing. We're gonna be doing like writers rounds, like super
Oh, that's
vibey,
awesome.
that kind of stuff. And I have to get like a pallet for it because like it's sitting on grass right now, and I didn't want it directly sitting on grass because it has like, in order to let the water out, it's below it. It's like underneath it, so like getting a pallet would make it life easier. And we're like at Tin Roof last night, and I saw a pallet, and we tried to steal it. Didn't work, but tried to steal it. I think it's illegal. I'm not positive, but that's my confession.
Is it the one that's like near the garbage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that pallet for a long time. I
I've had my eye on that
It's a
pallet.
decoy.
Anyone really wants it at this point.
Yeah, it was. We were riding around yesterday trying to find a pallet somewhere behind something, and we went to a writers round yesterday, and I literally was like, "There's a pallet there," and then of course I drive a Chevy Sonic. Like it's not gonna fit in my Chevy. Like if anybody's got a truck and you want to help a girl
You
out,
got a truck.
I'll tell you this much: the next time we go there, I would bet my life it's still there. So
we
It
were, like,
ain't going
so
nowhere.
worried it was
I'm
gonna
alive.
go away. I was like, what if somebody sees it now, and now that they see, and of course a guy that like follows me on Instagram watched me try to put this in my car. It was so embarrassing, and I was just like, you know what, whatever, screw it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm putting a pallet. I'm stealing a pallet. Whatever.
I mean, there's people lining up around the block with blow hot tubs, begging for a pallet.
So
you
many
know.
of them.
I
Who
don't
have
know,
like, I mean,
confession
there's
was
so
bad.
many people who have their eye on that
So
pallet.
many.
That
leaning
one
up
only.
against
I
the
know.
garbage
I know.
can
It's a
behind
good
the
pallet.
tin roof. Yeah.
It's a good. It was the one right outside of that like car dealership place.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's mine.
crazy. I know that. I know
You know
the exact
the
The
exact
exact
pallet.
pallet,
You're talking
and I
about.
smelled like tires after it because it had tires on it. Like that's how they used it for.
Oh man. Okay, my confession can be it's not that fun, but like last week when I got my cavities filled, I was super hungover when I got them filled, and then Alyssa Michaela, I don't know if you know her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She got her cavities filled and posted on her Instagram story that she was hungover getting her cavities filled, so I gave her some tips of how to feel better after.
Oh,
Aww.
that's very nice.
I was more like, just leave your make sure your tongue's not getting stuck by the needle. Take some Advil. My girl, I feel your pain.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
not a good time.
There's our confessions.
Those are our confessions.
Cue the Usher song. Okay.
All right, that's a wrap. Matt, where?
Jenna's like,
Awesome.
we're done here.
We're
I
done.
really
Get
have
out.
to pee.
Oh,
I've
Jenna
drank
really has
like
to pee. Okay, well, Jenna, where can we follow you?
Jay Heidemann on
Matt.
Instagram.
Matt Roy Live. MattroyLive.
Cool. And then mine's Katie Cow.
And you can follow us at Inside the Noise with a Z.
Yeah.
And then also, I have to pee because I drank so much Defiance Fuel while we were recording this podcast that you can get defiancefuel.com and you can use code,
Noize with a Z to get 20% off your order.
which I just did. Got 5 cases delivered this morning.
There you go. Thank you guys so much for listening. Once again, Matt, thank you for hanging out
Thank
with
you
us.
for having me.
And
Appreciate
sharing the love of Billy Joel with me. Jenna,
it.
I
Forever.
think I just found my new co-host. Bye. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week, and we're out.
All right.